act accordingly. John, though, his dad is a cripple, so he doesn't know anything about like how high tiers treat high tiers and other forces. We don't know anything about his mom. So sticking,
he's just gonna act like a cripple because that's the only thing he probably knows.
Exactly. All he's ever been taught was to stay in your lane, or just don't make people angry. The thing is, though, that's all the low tiers teach the other low tiers is not to get messed up. But they don't tell them anything about what to do when you do get messed up and what to do if you get angry. No, that's all like at that time. John was over here getting gooned up in New Boston before his powers kicked in, and when his powers kicked in, it was like a switch. That's what I said, and it was over. That fool was okay, to everybody, and sticking. And then after he got the book UnOrdinary, he was like, after the book and the rehabilitation, quote unquote, he was like, why doesn't this happen in real life? And he never really got an answer. He was like, well, I don't want to be this guy because this man gets a bunch of credit thrown at him, even more than I do right now, so I'm a pass. Which is the only reason why he's not a superhero. He agreed, but not fully agreed, because of the fact that he's already been scarred from New Boston. That's the only reason. And then Sarah was thinking, and then the reason Sarah didn't see the good in all of that is because she again was taught by her parents to act a certain way. So it all comes down to that learned behavior, that conditioning, that thank goodness Remi doesn't have.
I'll be honest, I'm just like John should have learned one way or another that like, dude, if you don't start these fights, then you would be fine.
I'm feeling you.
So this is discussion part 2. I got Shaymin up in here.
Oh, for real? Yeah, that was good. No.
Yeah.
I'm here with the facts. All right. Well, so like with John necessarily, the only reason he's got multiple reasons. This is a combination of frustration. He's lashing out because he's angry that the system is this way, and he tried to talk to Arlo and give him before Arlo dragging his butt out to get owned. He tried to talk to Arlo on the roof around chapter 40 something. And he was like, and he was giving illusions like, this it doesn't have to be this way. We don't have to things could be better. It doesn't have to always be about powers and things like that. Like he was alluding to that. And then Arlo was like,
nope.
Heck is this cripple talking to you? Like, hello? Who are you? And again, that's the learned behavior. Like John literally told this. It's like some dude came up to you and was like, hey man, water is actually made up of H3O instead of H2O, or saying something dumb or saying something. Yeah, it's literally like some dude running up and saying, water is wet, or some foolishness. That's literally what John said. In Arlo's point of view, back in that little chapter when they were both on the roof talking, that's literally what John was saying to him. That's basically the equivalent. So obviously that fool's gonna be like, the heck are you talking about? Get out of here.
If you said some foolishness like that to me, I'll look at you like you're fucking crazy and roast your ass.
Exactly. That is exactly what happened.
Oh.
So, you just gotta look at it like that. Again, he's doing a lot of bad things, but everything else, all the peaceful solutions have been, they just have not worked at all. Like the closest we got close with Remi. We got close, but then it got personal, and after that failure.
Yeah, we all know what happened there. We know John said some shit that should have been said.
Oh man, that fool made it personal, and it was over.
I'm still looking at him for that one. I'm just like, you don't say shit like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Granted, you can also see why he Remi was technically a total stranger. They had what? One engagement. And that was on his bad day.
Technically a total stranger, but she did try to help out though. But the PTSD, like that should not be an excuse in my opinion. Like,
alright. Listen.
If he makes this shit personal just because of his PTSD and he thinks she's Claire, I'm just gonna be like, yeah.
That's the thing though. Yeah, that's the thing though. For him, it's always been personal. It always has. If it wasn't personal, he wouldn't be doing this. There's no way to smash. There is no way he'd be doing this if it was not personal. And since he felt attacked, he felt cornered. Like he's the strongest person besides Seraphina in the verse right now. But like some other dude said in the comments, he's like a tool. Like nobody wants to deal with him unless he is either in the way or is just like, or they need something from him, which they usually don't because they thought that he was a cripple. So it's usually always the former. He's in the way. He just has bad placement, and because they roasted him, he was busted but trying to be a cripple. He just did things his own way.
And that actually brings up another question. I did ask this for Fox too. So I'm supposed to believe that John got to a prestigious school known for their abilities for being a cripple. Like his grades are shit. I'm being honest. Fox said it himself. His grades are shit. But so I'm supposed to believe that he got to this prestigious school being a cripple.
Yeah. All right. So like you said, his grades aren't good. I'd say they're low average at best. Solid C student, you know what I'm saying?
Solid C.
And then, solid C-ish, solid C-D-ish. Passing. He's passing, alright. But, well, I remember you said that before, too. And, you said that before somewhere. And you was like, yo, how in the world, he got to this prestigious school with all of these, like, busted power dudes. And I'm just like, well, they do have low tiers. Seraphina has a low tier class, but the fact that you brought up the fact that his grades are trash, that's the kicker. I'm like, oh, well, maybe even though they are trash, they still, have good grades, so that's how they got in. Meaning that, so with that known, what you said is true. There is no way he should have gotten into school if he was supposed to be powerless and had trash grades. That is definitely true. Indeed.
Like that's hella unordinary. I'm sorry.
Hey, you had to put it in.
I'm sorry.
And the funny thing is, the staff knows. They have to know. They have to know. They had to have known the entire time.
And if they knew John had anger issues and stuff, why don't they step in? Why didn't they keep this dude on watch?
That's the question. Why was the doctor probably the worst possible person to keep this man with, responsible for him for the early half of the series? This temperamental dude, don't like my dude Doc is, don't get him wrong, that man pretty angry all the time, unless Layla's involved.
And he got a bad bitch too. Shit.
That's facts. Oh my god. No, let me stop. Just Layla, let me stop. But they paired this angry dude up with this
other angry
child hormone charged emotional bomb. Why? And again, the other teachers don't do anything. They haven't set the finger in yet, unless it was to deal with another authoritative figure, like with Keon. We're not going to get into that. That's the big question.
Trust me, I got choice words for Keon. Everybody knows what words I got for this dude.
That's facts. What are the teachers doing? What is the staff planning? They know they have this goon here, and they haven't checked him yet. They know all this mess is going on. They stated. So what's happening behind the scene? But I think we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. What's it called? We're gonna get that answer. Don't worry. It's next season. Next season. Don't count on it.
I want answers. I need my answers.
Oh yes. Oh yes. We will get it indeed. Next season.
Next season.
Next season, things are gonna get sticky crazy. Oh no.
And I'm just gonna be here just like, so you destroyed the whole hierarchy. So my question is, what's next?
What now? Exactly. What now?
And I'm being honest, and I told Fox this, John isn't as smart as we think he is. Sure he planned all this out, but he didn't plan this out fully. Like, if he planned this out fully, then he would know Seraphina would find out one way or another. He can't just, smooth his way out of it, just like, oh, I don't know who that is.
And the funny thing is, it's true. Like, we've seen him slip up. When Seraphina was like, yo, are you Joker? That's gonna get reacted like, what? Oh my, press every button. No, dude, that man reacted very badly.
He had a guilty reaction.
That initial reaction was guilty as heck. He kind of smoothed it over, kind of. No, like that has to stick in her mind. Like the way he said, hold up, the way he initially reacted.
And when Holden tells her to,
shoot, Holden's going to tell her, and he's gonna be like, yo, your friends, what's it called? Yo, something bad's going on. You gotta check this. The thing is though, does Holden know? I don't know if Holden. I don't know if Holden knows. I think all Holden knows is that Joker is messing up Remi in the courtyard, and her two friends got bodied. So I think that's all he knows. I don't think he knows the deep picture because, like, again, the royals have kept it to themselves. Nobody else knows. Like sticking Bendis and Winky know, but they haven't told anybody. I'm assuming because Arlo told them not to tell anybody. Because
you mean Millie, not Winky?
My fault. Yeah. Again, you're the man with the names, B. You're the man with the names. I'm just the guy. I'm just that other guy.
It just made me think for a second when you said it. I was like, Winky. You mean the blonde hair? You mean the blonde hair?
I tried and failed. I tried and failed.
At least you didn't say Eileen enough. I would have went off on you.
Listen. I know her name because she was a meanie. She was mean to us, nah. But those two know. But like I said, Arlo probably told them, "Hey, don't tell anybody because if you do, he'll find out. And when he does, my goose is cooked." So they know. Also, yeah.
I actually kind of don't think that either. I kind of don't think that because they saw his power firsthand. And they're probably like too scared to tell people because they're like, oh shit, if the school find out, we're gonna be directed right back at it. So either way,
exactly.
Doesn't matter if Arlo told them or not, they're gonna get their ass kicked if the school found out.
That's facts. And even if you remember when Arlo got the squad to track down Seraphina, he did allude that John was interested in or was involved in this sort of mess. And when they found out, they was like, So they were definitely on their P's and Q's when they were doing that whole thing. So they know, and they're too scared to tell anybody else because they know what's going to happen to them. And I think that's the entire reason this secret hasn't got out. Actually, it's the entire reason for everything in the series is fear. Like fools don't want to get clapped up. That's what. Oh my goodness!
And just like you said before, that's what they know. That's all they know.
All they know. That's everything exactly. So the biggest question is, after the brutality that we saw in the chapter, how we still are seeing. Me and my goons were talking about this. They was like, "Yo, you think John's gonna win this?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like,
"What kind of question is that? What the fuck kind of question is that?"
And then we're just like, "Okay, listen. Arlo's coming. Seraphina's the wild card, and she's going to be en route too. Remi can still fight, and John's heavily damaged." And I'm just like, Are you sure about that?
No, he's still gonna win and lose.
And then I told him, so this is the stats right there. This is the playing field. First, we started off with a full-powered Remi, full-powered Blake, and Eisen together. John only has one ability. He cripples Remi. Completely take Eisen out of the equation.
He made fight Eisen, and that shit was good too.
Oh, that's facts. Oh my goodness, please give me seconds with Blake. Blake got gooned up too, so Blake and Eisen are out of the picture, and now John has 4 abilities. A critically damaged mixed with a relatively fresh Arlo. Relatively. That man did take some damage because he broke the barrier, or he cracked it. And an in-route powerless Seraphina as well. So we have we have red zone Remi, 90% Arlo, a wild card in Seraphina, and a wild card in Holden if he chooses run up in the fight. And then you have John with 5 abilities. I don't know. We have John with 5 abilities, and one of those is defense form. So that had to have reduced his damage, his damage intake significantly. Not only that, but that man's been getting beaten up his entire life. That man has to be bulky as frick, and he hits hard too. So thinking, yeah, no. Heavily damaged, I'm not so sure about that. Nah. So, and then he was like, okay, so what happens after this if he breaks down or anything? And I'm like, he has outs.
And that's my number one question too. So if this goes through, which we all know it will, what's next?
Exactly. So I told him that this man has lightning speed, so he can dip if he needs to. Remi's fast as frick, and that fool has Remi's power. So sticking, yeah, no, he's got that. He can evacuate relatively quickly. He has Cecile that he can go back to, because business partners and all that other foolishness. Cecile still needs him. That mutual self-interest is crazy, man. And then he still has his dad. He can easily just call up his dad and be like, yo, this school didn't work out either. Can I hang out with you for a while? And his dad will be like, sure, son. Why not? Shoot, because that's how he acted when his dad was there. His dad and him were cool. B. And not only that, but if he's not unmasked, Remi one of the competitors have to unmask him. Because if they don't, then the student body as a whole will be no wiser. Not at all. So, yeah, no, he has outs. The only way he could possibly lose this is if the faculty actually steps in, or if Ember rolls up.
And we all know the faculty ain't stepping in. What makes now any different than before? I mean, this dude has 17 bodies.
That's facts.
17.
That's facts. But all those 17 bodies were isolated incidents.
With the exception of Blight, with the exception of attacking the Royals, basically.
That's facts.
The whole school saw that. Eisen got his jaw broken. Blight got his back broken. Freaking Cecile got pierced.
Cecile got penetrated, yeah.
Then we see Remi now getting freaking murked.
Shoot, nah, Remi got Oko. That's what I said. Body into the wall, can't move. That's an Oko. Oh my gosh. She got, yeah, but again, those were, what I mean by isolated incidents, as in those incidents had very little correlation. As in, the only correlation was, he's just going up the ranks. They didn't know when, they didn't know where it happened. There was no set rhythm to it. It was, okay, I guess on this day, I'm gonna feel like I'm going, body this full. The only time it was scheduled was with Remi, because Remi came in to talk to them. So it was, imagine it's like this. Okay, so one day Um, Eisen gets bodied. Alright, a week and a half later, on like Thursday or something, Blake gets gooned up. Alright, 2 weeks later, Cecile gets bodied for whatever reason. Like and all in different spots too. Like there's those are isolated incidents. There's no real correlation besides, like I said, the he's going up the ranks. This right here, nah, this was coordinated, and it's not a one-on-one. There are multiple people involved, and even more witnesses than all of the others combined. Even what's it called? Even the abandoned house beatdown was an isolated incident because there was nobody else besides Cecile and John that was there, and they didn't tell a soul. And that was also off Smooth Ground. So they had no the authorities and the staff had no like correlation. So I think that's why they're so step in. It's like, okay, a lot too many people are getting bodied, and we're now starting to attract like government attention. So I think now we're going to have to step in possibly. Or Ember runs up and they step in to take out Ember to protect their students. See it and awaken her powers again on some emotional trauma triggers special abilities and forces like that. Or sticking if I'm pretty certain, I am fairly sure that if he sees Sarah, he's not going to play chicken. No, this scumbag is going to lose it. He is done. Sarah was his only thread of reality. His nice slice of pie. That was the one good thing in the world that he has right now. Because his dad again is away, but he can't like readily reach his dad. And we don't know what the heck's going on with his mom. We don't know what the heck's going on with that foolishness. So Sarah right now is like his only shining light in this school of darkness and depression and oppression and foolery like that. So if she finds out, that light's going to dim and then go out, and she's going to be she's going to be a part of the darkness that he fights all day and all night. And when that happens, indiscriminate, nothing but nuclear sticking key blasts, Dragon Ball Z type foolishness.
But John did kind of have options though. He just ain't take them options. You had Blake. If he still has a grudge after the whole beam incident, then he seriously needs some help after that. But he had Remi too, because she was the only one, if you actually think about it, that went out her way to freaking help this man.
She was the only one with the olive branch. And like that other dude in the Discord, that man Armored Raven was like, yo, Remi is the best out of the royals, but she's just like those nobles that are just completely ignorant to all the destruction that's going on under them. It doesn't matter if you have good intentions if you don't act on them. And she just didn't act on them because of whatever reason, and because of that, she's at fault she is technically vicariously at fault for the things that are helping right now. Like, it's when she did her only engagement with John, when John got his stuff knocked down, and she reached to pick up, and he blew up, and Blake almost shot him. If she would have followed him back and be like, yo, I'm sorry that happened, tell me what I can do to make it up for you, tell me why you're angry, let me help you. If she would have followed up after that moment, then he probably would have another shining light. But that never happened.
Wait. I gotta stop you there, my boy.
Okay.
If Blake ain't jumped a gun, we probably could have saw that follow up.
That's facts.
Because it all revolved around when Blake shot that beam at him. Because
exactly.
If Blake ain't shot that beam at him, John and Blake probably would be friends right now. So would Remi.
That's facts.
Them two probably would have been friends.
In all honesty, yes, because Sarah told him, he was like, yo, he's a very angry person, but in all off he means well. Like he's what you see, what you get. He's a good person at heart, but he's a little abrasive. That's it. And John's also abrasive, but isn't what you see, what you get type of person. So honestly, that would have worked if Blake didn't, again, like you said, jump the gun and hit the Kamehameha. No.
Not no Kamehameha wave. He just freaking just yeet.
That fool hit him with the key blast, bruh, and it was over. Like, he was done. And you honestly couldn't say that this is entirely his fault too. He was giving off signs. That's just that he was mopey. He was angry. Sticking Sarah solid a couple of times. He hit it every now and again, and then sticking Arlo. Arlo saw it too. He saw he's just getting more and more angry and aggressive and all that other foolishness. But he just chalked it up to, oh, he hates me because I hate him type foolishness. That's the reason he couldn't get along. Shoot, but like the signs were there. He was Sticky John was. Remember when Arlo was just giving out slaps?
I still remember the episode. Arlo clocks everybody.
Everybody was catching the hands.
I'm just like, where was all this at? When
everybody
you
was getting
John,
the hands.
where was all this at? Where was all this rage and anger at? Like, we just saw a much better fight than what we got.
Shoot, because that happened because he was frustrated. Arlo was frustrated, and then John was beyond frustrated, but he couldn't do anything because he was supposed to keep up his whole thing about being a cripple because Sarah was there and there were other witnesses. And then in the aftermath, not even the aftermath, like Arlo saw his like demeanor and some of the words that he said, but he was too angry to look deeper into those words. Those were like that was the crimson flag. Bad things are happening. Bad things are happening. And then afterwards, we saw John, and he was just over here breaking lockers and punching and kicking walls. And you saw the glare in this man. The beep. No, man, like he was losing it. The anger was at that point. That was the no return. That was the no return. That was the point of no return. After that, nah. If the characters didn't see that, like that was blatant. If they didn't see that not accordingly, nah, they deserve all this foolishness. It's their fault. They're like he is the Joker for a reason. Most powerful card, but also most dangerous card. Fools mistreated the Joker card, and their entire deck's gooned up. Like
you're not lying though.
He's bro, like, and the only time, and it's because he's gooning up all their cards, is now they're going back to talk about. No, where was this? Where was? Can we talk about this a couple of months ago? Can we talk about this when you forced the power out of me? Where was? Can we talk about this when I asked you to help me with Sarah? I asked you to help me find Sarah, and you was like, no, do it yourself. Where was? Can we talk about this? We had to clear the war against.
Whoa, my guy. Okay, I think you kind of exaggerated when you asked helping for Sarah, because if we remember correctly, John snapped on Arlo, tell him to find Sarah. He like, oh, I'm stronger than you. Go find Sarah. And Arlo was just like, do it yourself. You have the power to. Like, John kind of initiated that one there. Like,
all right.
He had the help, but he made it to the point where he made it do him himself.
That's facts. That's definitely facts. But the point is, the talks could have started at that point in time if both of their egos were, not through the roof and they weren't all butting heads. Because again, Elaine was there and she could have been like, yo, it doesn't have to be like this, but that's not in her character. Again, she has the hots for Arlo, so she's
it's in her character. It's in her character.
Exactly.
If we remember correctly, she was the same one. Like, oh, this is not the Arlo I remember. The Arlo I remember does this, and that. Like, it's in her character.
Yes, but it wasn't shown at that point in time. And like I said, she has the hots for Arlo, and will always be on Arlo's side, especially when it comes to John, because she doesn't like John. Because A, she thought that John was a cripple, and Full said, "Oh, get out of my face." And then when she found out that he was busted, he, pimp slapped the crud out of her, and that wasn't nice. So yeah, no, she's going to be on Arlo's side 100, meaning that those peace talks were not going to happen. It wasn't in her character to do so.
Actually, I just looked up episode 123. Like, some of the things John said about how him being a worthless king and all that stuff, about he wasn't confident enough from stopping the news spreading. Like, I'm just like, the dude was. I mean, they did end up getting up into another fight, but both sides did contribute. But Elaine did try to stop it. She was like, "Guys, please, we're not here to fight each other. We need to fight Seraphina."
Oh yeah, she did say that foolishness.
Then John just called him a dumbass and like, go figure out where she's at. He basically just told Arlo to go find her, and that when Arlo freaking snapped, like, do it yourself. Show me how capable you are. Show me how it's done. And look where we at now.
Exactly. Now it's just like, so can we talk about this? He's like, no.
like if we go back through the actual story, some things could have been talked out.
Something could have been talked out, but it all comes down to just egos and how they were taught.
If all their egos weren't so big, maybe, just freaking maybe, we could have got somewhere. Because if you remember correctly, I think episode 70-something, when John and Arlo legit teamed up.
Yes! Just thinking, what's it called? It's the Omens, bro. The Omen fight. Quote unquote, not Ember versus John, Elaine, and Arlo.
Like they teamed up. Like
they had, because they had no other choice.
No, they had other choices. They could have just done their own thing.
That's facts. But there was the first thing was, we have to put Sarah, and Sarah, man, like Sarah, for what Sarah is like the key, bruh, in more ways than one. She is the key to just like everything when it comes to just relations. Everything for the most part revolves around Sarah in this series.
And we've been missing that the whole time.
The entire time.
We were just been focusing on John and what he'd been doing, but in actuality, we should have been focusing on Seraphina this whole time.
Because like, all of the royals, which are our main characters in John's actions, always have to like revolve around one thing: where Sarah is, what she is doing, how she'll react, or something like it always comes down to, is she safe or something like that. It always comes down to that. Every time. So she's the key she is the actual able-bodied key. Actually, no, Remi and Sarah are keys. Sarah is the key to everything, but is always just not on the field. Remi just now got on the field and has the intentions to be the key, but all of these hurdles that the circumstances, the setting is just put around her, make her unable to do that. So, which is crazy. That's like ridiculous story building. Oh my god! Like when you think about it, oh my! Like you said, everything revolves around Sarah. We couldn't see it, bruh. That's crazy. Oh my god!
I'm just now realizing this is insane.
I'm dumb as heck for not realizing. Oh no!
I've been looking at this all wrong. Oh my lord!
We're not the only one, nah, man. We both dumb. There's no way.
Guys, in the comments section, did y'all honestly think about this before, or were we all just focusing on John's action this whole time?
Oh no!
It makes sense now. It makes sense why she's the poster character. It makes sense why she's on everything and not John.
Even if she's not the most broken person, she's still the most important. But that's why she was supposed. That's why she was queen before Remi. Because no matter what, she's always the most powerful piece, even when rendered powerless. That's crazy.
Oh my god! I don't even know what to call this game anymore. I don't even think it's cards. I don't even think it's cards.
Man, it's chess, checkers, poker, sticking 21, blackjack. It's everything. Like, oh my god.
This is I'm stumped right now.
And, bruh, and when you think about it, Sarah also has connections to like the to the higher tier threats. She has connections to Layla, Zeta Tech. She was protected, but she was protected from Keon and his truth teller by the principal. So the principal also has a sort of like line to her well-being. She was targeted by Embers, so they kind of want her foolishness now. Oh my god, dude.
We honestly been looking at this story wrong the whole time.
Thinking her parents still want her to be better than her sister, so that's
the assistant still got connections. Remember that.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Like the fact that we've been focused on John this whole time, instead of focusing on how actually capable Seraphina actually is and how much of a major play she actually is. Instead of just being the damsel of distress that just keeper of John, what the?
She is literally motivation. She is in some way, shape, or form the motivation to every important character in this story.
This story
That's
is about
insane.
her. At this point,
yes,
it's basically a like.
It always has been.
How did we not notice this? How did I not notice this?
Oh my! And she's also the one we know the least about, especially now. Like we still don't exactly know what her powers. She's still on pre-color on like True Colors John's that we have an idea. It's like okay, she could do this, but we don't know exactly what she can do. We don't even know her like rank.
We need to reread the story about a good 5 times. Like
Bro.
Because they said the turf wars. It was an introduction to turf wars. Now that I think about it too.
It was introduced. It's like okay, she can do something with time, but her mom's power is time, and she's more powerful than her mom. And we've never seen her dad, and we do know that powers are hereditary.
So I'm thinking now. So your theory about mom being lower class.
Well, not lower class. Like her mom's still like top tier, but Sarah is stronger than her mother.
Not Seraphina's mom. John's mother.
John's mom. Okay, yes. And the reason I say that is because why would a higher mid tier marry a cripple?
The fact that we never seen her neither.
Exactly.
So something telling me in season 2 we're gonna get more information.
I hope so. Like that's the question though. Like,
or is it gonna be like Full Metal Alchemist and like, oh, his mom died.
His mom died. No, I don't want that. I need no. John's dad needs happiness, bro. His dad needs happiness. No, we're not dealing with this.
Because if you actually notice, like I kind of noticed this now, thinking about it now. But we look back on John's laptop. Only calls we see is his dad and Seraphina. We never see anything about his mom.
We never see his mom, so
it was never actually mentioned.
Or here's another thing: was his mom and dad divorced? It could have been a high tier, and the high tier could have been like she could have saw him and be like, "Ooh, I think I like him. Yeah, I think I like him." And then she would have found out that he was a cripple, and by that point, she would have already had the baby and be like, "You know, forget you and this baby." And she could have just left. Like, that's a really bad thing, but like it's a possibility.
I think next season we're gonna get more about John's legit past, like his legit past.
I need more like information on New Boston. I need that foolishness.
When are we gonna get Claire again?
Who is Claire actually? Two things. We've seen her be nice, and we've seen her backstab this person. So, but there's gotta be something else there. Like that's no.
Are Junie and Claire related? They both
Exactly.
they both have future abilities, futuristic
That's
abilities.
facts. Junie and Clinton, no, get that out of here.
No, look. Claire's is like premonition or something along the lines of that.
Premonition. They both
Then
have green
Junie's
hair.
like look into the future by like 1
Yeah, for like
second.
1 second. Yeah.
It makes sense.
And they're around the same grade that they would be in right now.
They
both have green hair and they have similar colored eyes. Junie's eyes I think are like amberish, and Claire's eyes are like pinkish red, which are very close on the spectrum. So really?
Don't trust some characters with red eyes. They will
That's facts.
If y'all seen some anime, then y'all know.
That's facts.
The red eyes are the ones you shouldn't mess with.
Oh yes.
And I know y'all gonna say Remi's included in this. Get the fuck out.
Nah, Remi's not included. She has picked that.
Get the fuck out.
No, get out of here. Get out of here. We don't take that. If you think it's that 400 eyes, you're colorblind. That's a bar.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, man, I keep telling people, yo, this story can go in like crazy. This story can go literally all over the place. Like, there's things in the tank. I don't know if Urushan planned this, but if she did, she being like, God, oh my gosh. She is a god if she planned all this stuff. Be like, it's like Avatar. Nothing is wasted. There's no such thing as filler in this show. No such thing.
Yeah, you're right. There is no filler.
Like the mall scene with Remi and the squad could have classified as, but that's also set up because it's like, okay, yo, the Ember has goons, and this is how the authorities act, and the thing that they were selling, Sarah has. So Sticky, you would know that if you didn't see it, so it's not filler. And Remi's like bout into low tier territory also could have been.
It's not filler because it actually contributes to the actual main story.
That's a dip in the pool of tier 2. Like, it opens up character development, and it leaves things in the tank for next season. So no, that's nothing's filler. Nothing's filler. Everything contributes. Everything makes everything no. And that's godlike. Oh my goodness, bruh. Jeez Louise. Sticking. Well, what have we covered? We've covered how this could end, what's to come, how important Sarah is, how powerless Remi really is, tension, and how convoluted this story can be if you look at it at the surface.
Oh my lord, this is crazy.
And then I guess that brings us to one of our last topics: how the sneaking UnOrdinary fandom. What do we call that? What do we call that fandom? Be Wellston?
I can't even say it's Wellston. Like,
Shoot.
the fandom is kind of divided if you think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
One side is like pro John always.
Pro John always. We got the other side, pro Remi, and we have us, just the fools in the middle.
Well, I'm actually in the middle now. Previously, I was like, actually no, I take that back. I wasn't. I was still neutral either way.
I can understand your problem, John, and I'm not going to say that you had the passion, because, like I said, in a normal standpoint, this man would be like piece of trash scum of the earth. But the story is not like me. Like there's every action has a reason. So
I'm gonna be honest. Like, when people say like I hate John, that is totally untrue. I'm just saying I won't see eye to eye. You
don't condone his action. That's the difference. Yes. There's a difference between liking a character and liking their action. Sticking. I'm in the Ruby fandom, and
I'm in Ruby fandom to my no.
Yes. FNDM. The Adam incident.
Let's talk about that later on. I don't want to trigger people right now.
Exactly.
People are gonna get treated.
For those who don't understand,
I don't want to talk about that.
Figure it out. If not, come back to us next time. We dissect Ruby in 2 months. Anywho, it is. You can like a character, but if they do something stupid, you gotta you stupid. Be like, oh yep, that's stupid. They should have done that. It doesn't mean that you like all of their actions like you were going to say. John, I like him as a character. I can understand why he's doing things, and what's it called? I'm a shonen head, so I like fights. But I can also be like, okay, this is also not condonable behavior. This is not condonable. This is not condonable behavior in the neutral. So I can understand why people don't like John just because of his actions. In that incident, you are correct, and I can understand why people like Remi because of her actions. Honestly, I like Remi because of her actions. It's just like I said, she can't do anything. Shoot, she's not the only person that can't do anything. All of them can't do anything.
I'm getting the boys, and we're all doing the Arlo video. We're having that discussion video, and I'll make sure to invite you to it.
Oh yes, I'll be glad to be having. It's like I like what Uru-chan is doing with these top tier people. They're busted, but they have implied boundaries. It's like, okay, Arlo is broken, but he still can't do anything because of this, and that. And all of those things are not like battle factors. It's like, oh, he's broken, but he can't do anything because of John being around, or Blake and Eisen finding out something, or to keep Remi out of trouble, or to keep Sarah out of trouble. John is broken, but he can't do anything in a certain situation because of the fact that there are witnesses, or that Sarah is around. Remi can't do anything because Remi is busted, but she can't do anything because she was not there and doesn't know the full story. She's naive. She can't relate. She didn't see things that she didn't see important red flags when they were happening, and like things like that. Like I like they're busted, but not they're busted but useless. Sarah was broken. Oh yeah, Sarah is technically the most important character in this series. Don't at me, but she can't do this or that or this or that because of this and that reason. Like. It's infuriating when you think about it, but it's also a good story writing mechanic.
Like, all the characters do have like their flaws, and it kind of hurts that people only focus on other characters' flaws, but don't focus on John's flaws.
That's facts. That man is not stable right
now. I'm not trying to diss nobody or anything like that, but we gotta look at the bigger picture here.
That man is on the teetering edge of insanity. Don't at me. That man is not insane. Okay.
And I said in my last video, this dude is actually insane. This dude's batshit crazy.
Exactly. That man is not in his right mind. He's too angry. He can't think straight. He cannot think straight. But just because he can't think straight doesn't mean that he can't be nice with the battle plays though. Like he's not smart, but what's it called? Eliminating Blake. Like no, sharpshooters can cripple the frick out of you. That's gonna make it hard to take out Blake immediately. And you honestly could dissect that entire fight. He had to cripple Remi. That fool said, "Yo, you're as fast as I am. We're both at the same speed right now, so I have to make sure you can't move, so you don't get me off of your friend. So I'm gonna cripple you real quick, and then I'm gonna run up on him, and then body Eisen first. He bodied Eisen
first. He body Eisen. This dude got burnt, fried, freaking crisp.
That man had to filet mignon Eisen because Eisen was literally like his. Yo, you can't see, then you can't do anything.
I need a cup of wine for that one. Yes, sir.
Oh yes. Please give me some seasoning salt.
Woo.
Shoot, all the paprika, parlay, all of it. I need that foolishness. And then he bodied Blake because Blake is like, yo, you're still a threat and you can still, sharp shoot, so I'm gonna body you anyway because because you're here and you're free food, yummy, yummy, yummy. And B, you can snipe.
I mean, John probably shouldn't have went that far with Blake. Like you saw this man's face after
That's
John
right.
got done with him.
That's fine.
Like,
So please stop.
At this point, the dude's face might be unrecognizable. Like this
Nah,
dude.
he has no eyes. He's blind.
I mean, you burnt eyes into a crisp. You know you ain't getting up. You busted Blake's face in. That's another one.
Eyes is gonna be in a coma for the next 3 days. On Mother's breath. There's no way.
Then you nearly freaking killed Remi.
That's facts.
Like no,
Remi's barely standing right now.
Y'all cannot tell me that he was not aiming for her heart.
That's facts.
Y'all cannot tell me. Like, dude had 6 beams in himself, piling towards Remi's chest.
Well, if you look at the anatomy, he obviously was aiming for her left. If you remember, shut up. No.
Like, he was aiming for the right side of her chest. No, that would kill somebody. That's killable.
That's destruction. If that fool hits that,
if he actually landed that,
that's going through a lung and possibly going through a heart. So even like at least she wouldn't be able to breathe and was deaf. Like, no, that's not good, Chief. That's not okay. So thank goodness for Arlo to protect the girl, Remi. All right, but now
the real fight, the one fight everybody been waiting for.
Exactly, rematch.
Can we say we get a full fight this time?
Oh yes, and in all honesty, Arlo's kind of got a chance, because he has better help now. He has Remi, and Remi's like busted.
But then again, remember, Remi got her ass beat the first.
Yes, Remi is busted, but she's also crippled to heck. Like
that's not really. It's help, but it's not really that big of a help.
Exactly. Like, she can barely stand. I'm pretty sure she's teetering on the edge of consciousness. Like, her entire right side is, like, unresponsive. She's limping, like, no, dude, like, no.
And actually, now that I think about it, people were saying this is an unfair fight. It was already an unfair fight to begin with.
It was unfair to begin with.
Like, John already had, like, abilities stocked up. And that's the thing with most of these fights. They were mostly one-sided and unfair. Like, the dude's ability is a copy of others' ability. I know that.
And then some.
So, basically, he already had 2 abilities stocked up. Not to mention he has Seek's ability at that, too, during this fight. So, that's basically 2 shifts right there. So you mean to tell me Remi can't have Blake nor Eisen to help out over a guy that has basically 3 abilities?
Blake and Eisen were literally her only chance of victory. The thing is, though, John said, bring no one. So the fact that the fact that she brought them basically means that she was putting them in danger. As soon as they entered the fight, they were a liability. It's like, okay, well, since you're in this fight and I told you not to bring them into this fight, they're going to get hurt. So it goes both ways. They were her only chance of victory, but
John was I feel like John was gonna kill her anyway, though. Like, I'm being honest. Like, if you saw the way he acted around her, calling her fucking annoying and stuff.
That's facts. That fool
and he had
not happy.
PTSD of her being Claire. There's more to it than just him, Like, oh, this is hierarchy. No,
it's personal.
He made this shit so personal.
It's always impersonal for him, but then he hit Remi.
Hit Remi with the ray, and I was just like,
Remi, that fool hit exactly. She, like you said, it definitely was like, it's personal. I gotta do anything. I have to do anything to take you down. But he did set the terms, so it's like, okay, I can. This is literally all I can do. Arlo won't do anything to you because you got him scared. So these are the only two people that'll actually, help me out with this. And even then, like, he attacked her at a populated place, and she was like, okay, this is to show that she's a good kid. She has a good heart. She's like, and she told all the other goons that was in the courtyard to get away, and then ran up to cover their retreat. In terms of militaristic standpoints, they ran away as she began to confront them to make sure to minimize collateral, which was like a good hero aspect. Because like Remi's a hero versus vigilante. Let's go.
All right, I got Kyle's death for his bullshit right here. Like I did see his reaction for that, like with the conversation and everything. I'm just like, I see clear bias. He kept telling Remi is annoying as fuck, like shut the fuck up, even though she was giving valid points. Like even in our collaboration, he's like, look at Remi trying to be a hero. Like there's clear bias, but at least she's doing something.
She's the only person doing something.
Only person like legit doing something outside of school and in school to make sure everybody's like, okay, y'all good? Y'all will be safe.
She's the only person that tries.
And
she's the only person that tries.
And like, I'm gonna be honest here. Even though I don't support the hierarchy, I see why it's there.
Yup.
I totally see why it's there because they don't want just that one power just to step out of line, as it is now.
The hierarchy is there for stability. Granted, it wasn't there for good stability. Like, nobody said that stability had to be beneficial to everybody, but it is stability nonetheless.
And now that I think about it, if they could have ran the hierarchy in a different way, they probably would not be in this situation.
Exactly. Things would be a lot better. The hierarchy just needs to be reworked. That's literally it.
It should be destroyed, if anything. It's probably just be reworked. And I remember Remi did say they can rework on it, but John was like, fuck that shit.
John was at that point where he's like, you know what, I don't trust y'all anymore. He was scarred by the hierarchy. And it's like, okay, and then what he said was, we just need to rework the hierarchy. We can keep the people that are already in it, and we just need to treat people differently. And he's like, I've seen the people that are in the hierarchy. I have beef with the people that are in the hierarchy, and I know that they're not going to change, especially after you. Like, again, where the heck have you been? You've been everywhere but here, so it's thinking, no, we're not going to listen to you. Heck, you thought this was.
And we remember, Remi is actually not really the queen, if you think about it. Because, like, there's been back and forth comments about saying, like, oh, she's only queen because Seraphina ain't want that position. But from what we're seeing in the comment right now, she beat Cecile. So she got that title fair and square.
Yeah, she got the title fair. Like, what's it called? Sarah didn't want to have it, so Cecile took it. And then Cecile, it was a very close match from what we've seen. Remi did not get out of that unscarred. So it was very close, and she's the queen by a margin. And not only that, but Sarah couldn't be queen now because she's powerless.
And so it's kind of their fault for it too.
Not only that, yeah, it is their fault for that as well. So I can see why people call her annoying, because like she is the reason people say that she's annoying is because she's so optimistic and naive.
But that's kind of like one of the best characters, though. You think about
it. Yes. Like her naivete is literally or not her naivete. Her just like her good nature that comes with the naive, and her willingness to talk to other people is the way forward. That's what makes a good person. Now, if you're around people who are normally negative, that good person is going to naturally be perceived as annoying because they're talking about all of this stuff. Oh, we can do this, we can do that, and we can do this, we can do that. And some other person that's negative is going to be like, shut up. We can't. Like, no. and everybody here is annoying and is not with the change that she is perpetuating. But she, in again, the only way that she, actually not the only way, the way that she prefers to do this is to talk. So she's going to keep talking, which annoys people. So she's a good character, but I can see why she's annoying.
At least he being diplomatic though. Like,
Yes, diplomats are annoying, but we need more diplomats in this series. So that's the trade-off. That's the trade-off. And even and in all honesty, I'm also, I guess, I like to look at. I'm a realist, but I guess I'm more of an optimistic realist. I do like to hear good things, which is why she's not annoying to me. And I also don't like the society anyways. And for me, any change, especially coming from a person, any good changes, thumbs up. Like, come on now, needs to happen. But like, we can't have nice things. Remi's too good for us. We can't have nice things.
ay.
We have gotten ourselves into quite a predicament.
Like, just thinking about it. Like, now.
Logically, all these problems are solved, but emotionally, these problems are not solvable. We just cannot have nice things. Not even in the fandom. Be fools think a certain way, and other fools think a certain other way, and they can't. Then, dang, and then we got the shippers going in. Oh, nah, foolery.
No.
Foolery.
Digi said John X Remi. I was like, fuck out of here.
Listen, that ship sailed a long time ago. Nope, impossible now.
She was a long time ago. No, the fuck.
No. Again, if Blake didn't shoot the beam, and Remi actually followed up in Sarah's absence, we could have been good friends. Not saying shippable friends, but like, because I mean, I'm pretty sure that man was already sprung on Sarah. Then again, what the heck do I know? I'm only here for plots and fights.
Yeah, plot. Oh, okay.
Listen, there are two types of plot, okay? I'm gonna leave it at that.
I just had to.
I'm gonna leave it at that. But sticking, like, I don't know a dang thing. Sticking ships. I'm in the planes, chief. Like, I don't deal with that food. So, but like, just logically speaking, shoot, there are things. I've seen Remi X Arlo, I've seen Blaine X Arlo, I've seen Blake X Remi, I've seen Eisen X Steel, sticking all types of foolishness. But that's what I've seen. I don't look at it and I'm like, oh, that's nice. I just keep scrolling. Fool said, where's the theories at? Oh no. Man, Ty, I feel bad, bruh. I feel bad. As a theory crafter, I was chilling in the comments, and I'm like, okay, if you think about it, and then all these fast pass goons just like, have you seen the next episode? Like,
I'm just like, I literally say, don't put that in there.
And man, I can't talk to you because you haven't seen the next episode, but I have raging hormones to say stuff, and I'm just like,
guys, if you realize it, if you like realize something, we're all gonna be in the same area once again.
Oh, don't worry, exactly. The one
unless Oro-chan like does 3 episodes within the next 3 months.
That fool needs to take a break, man. This is too much heat. She has to take a break, B. Too much fire. But yes, the truth is coming. Don't worry. Once the end happens, then finally. Whoop-de-doo! Yay! Yes. But until that time, I'm just gonna have to.
All right, I'm about to end the recording here. So, any last thoughts?
What's it called? It's UnOrdinary is straight fire. Or don't sleep ever. I'm not even gonna plug my channel because my channel dead right now. What's it called? Man? Listen, it's true. Right? College has trash internet. I can't stream.
You're not lying.
Don't worry. What's it called? Come Labor Day. What's it called? I'll be back for like a day.
You're off for Labor Day? I'm not even off for that.
Unfortunate. I feel bad for you. Feels bad, man.
But thank you all for staying with this discussion. I know this is gonna be like an hour long, but it is what it is. So I'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.